This is absolutely brilliant, and really what I wanted to say was just a couple of things, which is about how dissent is naturally creative. That's what it is. It goes against the established order and the established power structures. When you dissent to it, you take away your consent to be ruled in a certain way, and that is automatically creative. And so what we see around us is a product of dissent, but it has within it that wonderful creativity that automatically goes hand in hand with it. I've got a little boy at home, and he's 17. He's just stopped smoking. It's quite big, but his name's Charlie, and we went on the big anti-war march together, and he wanted to go, and he was 7, and he was talking about what he got. He said, what should I put on my banner, Dad? I don't know what to put on my banner. And I said, why don't you put young anarchists against the war? He said, no, I don't want that. So I came up with a couple of other, he said, no, I don't want that. And I got home that night, later on, I'd been out doing a show, came back, and my wife had left a note that just said, Charlie did his own banner himself. And it just says, 7-year-olds against the war, so there. And it was this wonderful little automatic response to what was going on. It was immediately creative and immediately his own expression, and he's still got that banner in his bedroom. And I'm very pleased that he's kept it as this sign of what he was and what about creativity and dissent is. We get opportunities to be dissenting all the time if we but take them. And I wanted to just tell you a couple of instances of it. A little while ago, as a younger man, I'd got involved in the anti-arms trade protests, and had a group of us decided to stop. We decided to protest the role of British BAE systems in the war and in the way in which it works with the economy and being pump primed from the government to get various subsidies. And so we found out there was a big arms fair that takes place every 2 years in the East End of London, and its nickname is Dyson. And we found out where BAE Systems, or a lot of the workers of BAE Systems, the people, the salespeople, were staying in a London hotel. And so what we did 2 things, and you'll be the judge of what is perhaps the best approach. Firstly, we sent some young women friends of ours into the hotel. Very, very smart and scrubbed up. And they had a laminated sheet, and they went in just after the breakfast, what the time we estimated their breakfast was. They went in at about 8:30. We knew the fair started at 10. So we sent them in at 8:30. They held out a laminated sheet and it said, complimentary bus shuttle service to the arms fair, please inquire here. And they just came. The arms dealers came up and just went, oh, it's a free ride. We said, yes. Oh, fantastic. When does it leave? 5 minutes. Where does it go from? Outside. Oh, fantastic. We'll be on. So now, me and my mate, we'd actually hired a bus. We didn't think it would work. We'd merely done it as a kind of like, once you commit yourself to it, you should commit yourself to it, even if it's a noble failure. But so we hadn't actually planned what we were going to do. So there's a line of arms dealers forming up by the coach, and me and my mate just going, what the fuck are we going to do? My mate Martin suggested that we drive them to France. Which we said, no, we can't really do that because that would officially be assault. Well, it would be a kidnap. It would be a kidnap. Then he suggested what we could do is just slap them. And I said, we can't do that. He said, no, but we could say, well, if I didn't do it, somebody else would. Which is the great arms dealing issue. He said, no, we can't do that. So they got on the bus, and we started to drive out towards the arms fair. After about 5 minutes of the journey, we worked out what we could do, and I got on one of those little tannoys inside the bus, and stood up, and my mate Martin had a little camera, held it up. I said, hi, welcome aboard the complimentary bus shuttle service to the arms fair. As arms dealers, you are all complicit, or your industry is complicit, in the creation of Iraq's national debt. You actually sold weapons, your company sold weapons to Saddam Hussein, and you got your governments to back them, to give underwriting, to give insurance. So when Saddam Hussein didn't pay for the weapons, our governments paid you so you didn't go out of pocket. They used our taxpayer money to pay you, and then they transferred the money that wasn't paid onto Iraq's national debt and set the meter going, and the interest rate is now setting it through the roof. We know you feel very guilty about that. We want to help you out. We're passing around a collection plate to help cancel out Iraq's debt. Put as much as you can. £10.50. £10.50 from the arms dealers. One of them, who's Italian, was great, and he looked at me and just said, I would give you money, but your tactics are mafiosi. And so we then carried on driving, and we stopped the bus about a mile from the arms fair, and they said, what are you doing? We said, well, we haven't got all the security clearances. And they said, well, no, you have to drive. I said, we can't get further through. And he said, oh, well, we'll have to walk. I said, yeah, you will. He said, it's about a mile. I said, yeah, I'm sorry. He said, through all the protesters. I said, yeah.